Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 100 best video game bosses of all time. We'll be looking at the most memorable boss fights from both recent years in gaming, but also the ones that stood the test of time throughout the years. Boss fight spoilers ahead. Number 100. The Fridge. Former. Control.
Philip? If I look away, it hurts me.
The oldest house is home to many oddities, and among them are what the FBC calls altered items. You'll stumble upon a lot of them throughout your playthrough, but this fridge in particular transports you to an alternate dimension where a supposedly godlike being starts speaking to you. After a few seconds, the former opens its giant eye, and the fight is on. We don't understand what it's saying, and its eye is the only thing lighting up the otherwise dark arena. Defeating it transports you back outside the fridge, but it just leaves you thinking, what the heck was that?
The fridge seems fixed.
Number 99. The Ender Dragon. Minecraft. Minecraft had its earliest public release back in 2009, but it would take 2 years before Notch added the Ender Dragon in an update, along with its area known as the End. To find the entrance, you gotta craft Eyes of Ender, which will lead you to a portal. In this otherwise seemingly innocent game, we're suddenly fighting a giant evil dragon in the Void Dimension. It's the least you would expect from Minecraft, but it's just so cool. The Ender Dragon itself is a pretty good boss fight, unlike everything else you fought in the game so far. Number 98. Cyber Demon. Doom. Doom, back in its inception days, changed gaming as a whole. In 2016, id Software shocked the world with their remake of Doom. The result is one of the most fun first-person shooter games available to date. Of course, it wouldn't be a real remake without the Cyber Demon. This already amazing classic Doom boss returns in spectacular fashion just so we can kick its ass again 2 decades later. Except now he's way faster, stronger, and has a much larger arsenal. The Cyber Demon re-cements itself as one of the coolest bosses of all time. Number 97. Lich King. World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King.
The day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas.
There are hardly any RPG gamers out there who don't know the Lich King. In a Warcraft 3 story, the once noble Prince Arthas Menethil laid his hands upon the cursed runeblade Frostmourne to save his kingdom. It stole his soul and slowly led him down the path to becoming the most badass fantasy villain and raid boss ever. If you don't show up with at least 24 other players, get ready to lose. Even if you win, there's no winning here, as Bolvar 4 Dragon becomes forced to take up the mantle of Lich King to contain the Scourge.
Tell them only that the Lich King is dead, and that Bolvar 4 Dragon died with him.
Number 96. Viper. Titanfall 2.
Voodoo 1, Viper's on station. Your journey ends here, pilot.
The Titanfall games, especially Titanfall 2, managed to create a completely unique blend of gameplay in the FPS genre. It's fluid, fast, and brings an interesting system to the table with its Titans, and it's only this game that could pull off a boss fight like Viper. It's hard not to be in awe as you clash with his Titan on top of a moving ship. The set piece is stunning, and Viper himself is pretty intriguing too. He nearly took out Jack, but luckily BT-7274 had our back.
Take the shot.
Number 95. Gygas. Earthbound. Earthbound. This seemingly innocuous game has a terrifying secret. How are we supposed to know that we'd be scarred forever by this evil nightmare fuel alien? That's Gygas, also known as the embodiment of evil and the universal cosmic destroyer. It wants to sentence the world to infinite darkness. If you didn't know Earthbound, you'd think we were making this up. Not only is it in a creepy area, but the images in the fight that are supposedly Gygas look horrifying. Who would have thought Ness would save the world from aliens? Number 94, Handsome Jack, Borderlands 2.
Hey, you're right on time. Key's nearly ready. But before I cleanse this planet for good, I'm gonna avenge my daughter.
Gearbox nailed it with Borderlands, so naturally Borderlands 2 took the concept and turned everything up to 11. Unlike its predecessor, this game had a larger focus on the narrative, which is mainly driven by its absolutely amazing antagonist, Handsome Jack. The game perfectly intertwines its gameplay with the story, and Handsome Jack's boss fight is an amazing payoff. Gearbox didn't reinvent the wheel, but it's a perfectly executed boss fight. Defeating Jack and the warrior marks the end of the game. Fittingly enough, we get to either finish Jack ourselves or have Lilith do it. Number 93, King K. Rool, Donkey Kong Country. It's time for a hit of nostalgia because we're talking about King K. Rool. This massive goofball of a crocodile will do anything to defeat us, including using his own crown as a boomerang and shooting us with cannonballs. He'll even fake his own death and give us a fake credits roll. No matter how many times he tries to get us, he's no match for Donkey Kong. This boss fight takes the cake for how silly it is, and it's a perfect showcase of the game's overall tone. Upon his defeat, we've earned a massive banana. Number 92, Ansem, Kingdom Hearts.
Every light must fade. Every heart return to darkness.
Kingdom Hearts made its own personal twist on crossovers with a seemingly impossible mix of cast members that somehow work perfectly together in the game. It's the only franchise where you could have Donald Duck face off against Sephiroth from Final Fantasy for genuine story reasons. At the end of it, we'll face off against Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. It's a spectacle, it's dynamic, and the phases all the way through his transformation into the world of chaos are pure awesome sauce. The boss fight wouldn't be complete without its soundtrack though. It's dramatic, intense, and it sets the tone perfectly. Number 91, Mulligan and Thornton, Alan Wake 2. Navigating through the scary dark forest surrounding Bright Falls, Saga eventually finds two deputies who have been corrupted by the dark presence. They attack us and we're immediately thrown into the boss fight. At first, it seems simple enough to just take them out, but they'll infinitely respawn until you've taken down all the nearby darkness nodes. Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2 have a special way of integrating puzzles into combat thanks to how the enemies are actually written. It's why this boss fight is so memorable and dynamic. Number 90, Kefka Palazzo, Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI is a game that's often overlooked due to the massive success of FF7, but it actually has one of the most memorable boss fights in gaming. Meet Kefka Palazzo. We've seen our fair share of evil jesters, but Kefka is the ultimate clown villain. About halfway through the game, Kefka manipulates the warring triad and ascends to godhood. And it's in this god form that we'll have to fight him. He takes various monstrous forms that look nothing like anything we've seen so far in the game, and his over-the-top attacks really hammer that home. It's a stunning and intense boss battle. Number 89, Hades, Hades. Number 88, The Master, Fallout.
You think you can destroy me?
Destroy?
Me?
Number 87, The Enchantress, Shovel Knight. Number 86, Dracula, Castlevania. Number 85, Majora's Wrath, The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask, while created in the same engine with some of the same assets as Ocarina of Time, had a stronger focus on the lives of its characters. It's darker, melancholic, and more brooding. All of this vastly improves the quality of its evil parasite antagonist, Majora. Up until its confrontation, Majora's Mask has controlled Skull Kid, but now it's up to Link to finally take care of it once and for all in a 3-stage boss fight. After continuously transforming throughout the fight, the last stage is Majora's Wrath. You can tell just by looking at it, this thing is pure evil. It's a demonic humanoid creature with tentacle whip arms. Majora's Mask did a great job making its central antagonist mysterious, intriguing, and memorable. Number 84, the Dragon God, Demon Souls. Number 83, Mother, The Binding of Isaac, Repentance. Number 82, Knight Commander Meredith, Dragon Age 2.
Why would you defend these nations? They are an infection upon all humanity.
Number 81, Forest Kason, Deadly Premonition.
Kason, I've been meaning to tell you this. You're one crazy guy.
Number 80, Red, Pokemon Gold version and Pokemon Silver version. Pokemon Gold and Silver did something none of the previous Pokemon games had done at that point, let alone most games in general. After you defeat the Elite Four and the new champion, players gain access to Kanto, the setting of the first generation Pokemon games. This is where we can venture to the top of Mount Silver, where we can encounter and battle Red, the protagonist of the first games. He's shown to be a quiet and very powerful trainer now. Finally, we get to test our might against this legendary trainer. It's on a secluded mountaintop, the music is epic, and the fight is difficult. What more could you ask for? Number 79, the Dahaka, Prince of Persia, Warrior Within. Number 78, Balos, Cave Story. Number 77, Yaldabaoth, Persona 5.
My control is the ultimate truth of this world.
Number 76, The Great Mighty Pooh, Conquers Bad Fur Day.
I am the great mighty Pooh, and I am going to throw my shit at you.
Number 75, Thor, God of War Ragnarok.
That was for Boulder. Now show me this god killer I've heard so much about.
If there's one thing the God of War series has always gone above and beyond with, it's boss fights. They're undeniably some of the most cinematic and brutal fights players can experience. The soft reboot in 2018 had set a completely new standard for how a good boss fight could look and feel. So it's only natural that God of War Ragnarok would smash it and completely knock it out of the park with its early game Thor boss fight. The guy kicks Kratos' butt and straight up revives him just to beat him up some more. The fight also just shows us how strong the Leviathan axe is. That clash with the frozen lightning is so cool. No pun intended.
You're a destroyer, like me.
Number 74, Queen Mira, Gears of War 3. Number 73, The Boss, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater.
Here I come.
Number 72, Dagoth Ur, The Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind.
What a fool you are. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. How could you be so naive?
Number 71, Ibis, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
You
Number 70. Meta Ridley, Metroid Prime. The Metroid series has always had ridiculous Ridley boss fights. What if we told you that this alien dragon is a space pirate of all things? Metroid Prime raised the bar to a new level thanks to it being 3D. Ridley is now a robot cyborg dragon, all thanks to having exploded into pieces in the game prior. This newly reconstructed Meta Ridley is able to push both the hardware and Samus to new limits. We simply hadn't seen this type of thing in a game before. The boss fight itself was a whole new level of fun, showing what was possible in an FPS game at the time. Number 69. Deathstroke, Batman Arkham Origins. Number 68. Rockford, Hi-Fi Rush. Number 67. Destroyer Caradrius, Metaphor Refantasio. Number 66. Kessler, Infamous. Number 65. Shao Kahn, Mortal Kombat series.
Outworld doesn't need your empire.
My empire is Outworld.
If you've ever played any of the older Mortal Kombat games, or MK9, then you know that Shao Kahn is a total menace. That's nothing new, considering in MK2, Shao Kahn kept doing endless strings with minimal recovery and a bombastic damage output. However, considering the popularity and size of MK9, it's safe to say that that one has the most infamous Shao Kahn.
You are nothing!
He has an ultra-aggressive AI and you can't armor him, and it's difficult to hit combos on him. He's likely one of the most unfair boss designs in fighting game history. Number 64. Pyramid Head, Silent Hill 2. Number 63. The Devil, Cuphead. Number 62. Sin, Final Fantasy X. Number 61. El Impoluto, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. Number 60. Dettlaff, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Blood and Wine. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt had a significantly profound impact on both RPGs and the gaming industry as a whole. It masterfully showed a new level of narrative storytelling in an open-world game, and in doing so, evolved RPG quest design forever. It even got two pretty hefty expansions in Hearts of Stone and later Blood and Wine to wrap up the game's story. The latter in particular was designed as a sort of epilogue to Geralt's journey. What better boss fight to wrap up such a phenomenal game than Dettlaff? There are emotional stakes, the narrative consequences are there, and the mechanics of the fight are excellent. You just can't ask for a better send-off to The Witcher 3. Number 59. GLaDOS, Portal.
There was even going to be a party for you. A big party that all your friends were invited to. I invited your best friend, the companion Cube. Of course, he couldn't come because you murdered him.
Number 58. Queen Zeal, Chrono Trigger. Number 57, Andros, Star Fox 64.
Only I have the brains to rule my life.
Number 56, Luxasia the Complete, Lies of P. Number 55, Sigma, Mega Man X. While it's hard to talk about whether the mechanics of Mega Man X aged well, its impact on the industry most definitely did. Multiple phases and boss fights weren't that popular yet. Even today, it's still a difficult and satisfying boss fight to beat. It's got all the makings of a GOAT. Sigma is a great nemesis to us, each phase is unique, and Sigma's visual design is strikingly memorable. Finally, the music and the vibes are just perfect. This boss fight definitely solidifies Sigma as one of the most iconic villains in gaming. Number 54, Octobot King, Splatoon 3. Number 53, Moonlord, Terraria. Number 52, Shadow Queen, Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door. Number 51, Fatalis, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne. Number 50, Verdugo, Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is a special game. It's had a unique effect on the survival horror genre and gaming as a whole. It shifted the series and third-person shooters to its iconic over-the-shoulder perspective. It's got engaging combat mechanics, it's got an atmosphere that's found nowhere else, and characters, both friendly and not, are well designed. It's tough to forget the Verdugo encounter. It's a boss we can't just face head-on. The set piece is intense and scary. In fact, most people probably gave up on defeating him and just ran away instead. Number 49, Darth Malak, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Number 48, The Nihilem, Half-Life. Number 47, Lord Shimura, Ghost of Tsushima. Number 46, The Guardian, Breath of Fire 3. Number 45, The Icon of Sin, Doom Eternal. Doom didn't just stop at the first one. The series kept going, only getting better and better. Originally, the Icon of Sin was the final boss in Doom 2. Now, the Icon of Sin is a boss in Doom Eternal. Simply said, it's a gargantuan demon we have to slay, and it is awesome. It's a long-awaited rematch for Doom fans. The sheer size is so over the top that you can't help but laugh as it slowly loses its armor. It's a fitting climax to Doom Eternal. Number 44, Master Hand, Super Smash Bros. Number 43, Doc Ock, Marvel's Spider-Man. Number 42, Zeus, God of War 3. Number 41, Mother Brain, Super Metroid. Number 40, Mr. X, Resident Evil 2.
Jesus Christ!
Resident Evil has always been innovative, even in the first two games. Unlike most boss fights in designated arenas, Mr. X would continuously appear in unexpected places throughout the Raccoon City Police Department. While some entrances were tied to cutscenes and scripted encounters, others are completely random. Capcom nailed this one, as Mr. X is just such a fun idea in a zombie game. It puts pressure on exploration and rushes the player, which is a nice change of pace. Plus, we can shoot his hat off in the remake. It's pretty cute. We do get to defeat him at the end of the game in an all-out fight, but it's really more so the journey than the destination for this one. Number 39, Olmec, Spelunky. Number 38, The Rat King, The Last of Us Part 2. Number 37, M. Bison, Street Fighter 2. Number 36, Jubileus the Creator, Bayonetta. Number 35, Ganon, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is likely the most iconic Zelda game of all time. If it isn't, it sure has one of the most iconic boss battles of all time. It's a very memorable two-phase battle where we first fight Ganondorf in his Sorcerer King form. It's a tense, cinematic fight where we deflect his attacks back at him. Afterwards, Ganondorf transforms into Ganon, a massive, powerful demon beast, and this time we fight him without the Master Sword. The music is phenomenal, and the setting of the collapsing castle really sets the tone. It's dramatic, it's exciting, and it's memorable. Number 34, Laura, The Evil Within. Number 33, Avion, Shadow of the Colossus. Number 32, Psycho Mantis, Metal Gear Solid.
You are powerful indeed, but I know your weak points. Meryl, stand right where he can see you and blow your brains out. Ah!
Stop! Meryl!
Number 31, Mr. Freeze, Batman, Arkham City.
Did you?
Number 30, Death Egg Robot, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Before Sonic, platformers were always focused on deliberate, careful movements like in Mario. Sonic would completely turn this notion on its head, introducing a gameplay style revolving around speed and momentum. Of course, this is upheld in Sonic 2, but the game managed to make some pretty deep boss fights even though the idea of the gameplay system was simple. That's why the Death Egg Zone is so memorable. It featured not one, but two completely different yet badass boss fights, Mecha Sonic and the Death Egg Robot. It stands out as being really difficult. It's hard to forget dealing with Mecha Sonic and the Death Egg Robot in the same level. Number 29, Eve, Nier Automata.
Massive energy signature detected.
What is it?
The energy seems to be coming from a large number of linked machine life forms.
He's absorbing the life force of whatever's left on the network.
Number 28, Alma, Ninja Gaiden Black. Number 27, The Radiance, Hollow Knight. Number 26, Marks, Kirby Superstar. Number 25, Death, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. The boss fight against Death in Symphony of the Night is truly iconic and steeped in an utterly dreadful atmosphere. Unlike most boss fights that are somewhat telegraphed, this fight isn't preceded by any kind of corridor or any other build-up. Instead, Death just suddenly appears in the Royal Chapel and he's accompanied by a pretty chilling sound effect as well as a music change. It's a pretty difficult fight, as Death comes with a very wide range of attacks that are hard to dodge and to deal with in general. He'll even pull his cloak off and show his true form. It's just such a memorable fight, both due to Death himself, but also for it being so early into the game. Number 24, Eviterno, Blasphemous 2. Number 23, Zanza, Xenoblade Chronicles.
The future doesn't belong to you!
Number 22, Kerrigan, Queen of Blades, StarCraft.
What are you worried about, Jim? He died the way all Protoss hoped to, in combat.
He died because you betrayed him.
Number 21, Baldur, God of War. Number 20, Shodan, System Shock 2.
It is time for our dance to end. Our dance to end. Time for our dance
to end. System Shock 2 set a new benchmark for immersive first-person games. It went on to influence and inspire thousands of games even today, but if you're a hardcore gamer, you've likely heard of its villain, Shodan. She's a unique case in the sense that the whole game is like one long boss fight against her. She's basically a really persistent threat you just can't escape. Our final confrontation against her takes place in cyberspace. We defeat her with our wits rather than in a traditional gunfight. Shodan, thanks to her personality, has become the de facto iconic boss of the immersive sim genre.
Improve you. Transform you into something more efficient.
Number 20, Dr. Nefarious, Ratchet & Clank.
This is all Drake's fault. Maybe I need to recalibrate the propulsion system.
Ratchet & Clank is a hugely beloved franchise in gaming developed by Insomniac and published by Sony. In 2016, we got not just a remake, but rather a reimagining that retells the original Ratchet & Clank story with a fresher and deeper storyline. As a result, we now face Dr. Nefarious in the remake of the first game instead of the third, Up Your Arsenal. Of course, Ratchet & Clank always had dynamic boss battles, but none quite as dynamic as the Dr. Nefarious fight in this one. It's fast, saturated, explosive, and most important of all, fun.
Back in business. You don't need haste, do you?
Number 18, Nemesis, Resident Evil 3. Having gotten acquainted with the Tyrant in Resident Evil 2, we're shocked to find a similar version of it attacking and chasing us throughout Raccoon City in Resident Evil 3. He's badder, uglier, and stronger. Similar to Mr. X, he relentlessly stalks Jill throughout most of the game. There's just this constant unease and fear of encountering him. But unlike Mr. X, this guy can run. His name being Nemesis is very fitting too, and we have multiple boss fights with him throughout the game. By the time of the Clock Tower fight, this guy is already transformed into a giant front-flipping flesh lizard. We won't soon forget what it's like to be chased by the Nemesis throughout the streets of Raccoon City. Number 17, The Queen, Aiko. Before the smashing success of Shadow of the Colossus, there was a very similar, just as mysterious game by the same devs. Ico, a very special and unique game, was one of the first to contribute to the notion of viewing video games as an art form. Whether it's a sequel or a prequel to Shadow of the Colossus, or perhaps completely unconnected, the two share lots in common. And hey, both games end with the player character trying to protect a girl. In this case, we're fighting an evil queen. The ambiance, atmosphere, and resolution of the fight leave a strong, lasting impression. It's so emotionally loaded, you can't help but think about what you just went through. Number 16. Cynthia, Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version. With a whopping 107 new Pokemon and the introduction of the region of Sinnoh, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl exploded onto the scene in 2006 and 7. We're introduced to Cynthia, a powerful trainer and also the Pokemon champion of Sinnoh. We get to fight her, and her boss battle is widely considered one of, if not the most challenging in the entire Pokemon franchise. Her team is shockingly well-rounded, so she just doesn't have one big single weakness. If you look aside from that, even the Pokemon individually are really strong. As icing on the cake, her AI is pretty strategic, upping the difficulty. Cynthia provides an unforgettable boss fight in Diamond and Pearl. Number 15. Dr. Wily, Mega Man. The original Mega Man laid the groundwork for a ton of modern games with its introduction of concepts like non-linear level selection, allowing you to tackle the game in whichever order you like. It even introduced the idea of boss weapons, giving Mega Man a new weapon each time he defeated a boss. The overarching villain of the series, Dr. Wily, will prove to be a big thorn in our side, all the way up to his actual boss fight, where he throws his completely outlandish, even comical machines at us. It's a boss fight that invented the blueprint for what most boss fights are today. A spectacle that tests our skills and what we've learned, and one last showcase of the game's unique character. Number 14. Diablo. Diablo. No one quite does atmospheric horror fantasy like Diablo, particularly the first one. It masterfully created a gothic, dark, genuinely off-putting atmosphere. The dungeons are claustrophobic and the soundtrack is haunting. The devil of the same namesake, Diablo, perfectly encapsulates this. It's an absolutely horrifying creature at the deepest levels of the dungeons beneath Tristram. All that build-up for a perfect payoff. Diablo is every bit as terrifying as he's been described. His attacks are powerful and cover a wide variety of situations, so you've got to put everything you've learned to good use. It's just hard to forget the final levels of hell. It's grotesque and shocking, yet it remains a warm memory for fans. Number 13. Isshin, the Sword Saint. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Which means Sekiro. I must destroy you.
It's hard to have a conversation about boss fights without talking about From Software, considering just how iconic their Soul series and now Elden Ring are. In 2019, they broke the mold and released Sekiro. This game seriously pumped up the difficulty of their bosses. It's a faster game with no stamina bar, wanting you to parry bosses something up to 10 to 15 times in a row. If you feel confident in your skills, get a load of Isshin the Sword Saint. It's one of the most brutal boss fights From Software has ever created. It's beautiful, atmospheric, and extremely difficult. Once you think you've got his number, he'll break all the rules and pull out a Glock on you. Where's your manners, Isshin? Number 12. Mecha Hitler, Wolfenstein 3D. If you had to sell someone on Wolfenstein as a franchise, you'd show them the final boss of Wolfenstein 3D. Yes, we're considering the other games as well with this statement. It's Mecha Hitler! Is that not the most outlandish, ridiculous thing you've heard so far in this video? But Mecha Hitler is very much real. It was provocative for its time, and it still is today. Speaking of today, we know Wolfenstein as a very over-the-top franchise, but no one expected Mecha Hitler back when Wolfenstein 3D released. It's one of the biggest WTF moments in gaming ever. It's so audacious, you just have to see it to believe it. Number 11. Raphael, Baldur's Gate 3.
This isn't a rebellion. It's a revolt. I'm revolting!
Then hope dies today.
Baldur's Gate 3 is the most fun D&D simulator on the market right now. Pretty early into the game, we meet Raphael, a charismatic trickster devil who offers us a way out of our tadpole problem. However, near the end of the game, we get the option to sneak into his residence, the House of Hope. Not only is this area optional, it's kind of hidden. It's a shame because it's one of the most fun areas in the game, and it culminates in the best boss fight the game has to offer, Raphael. Not only must we fight this comically evil devil, but he spits a couple of bars while trying to kill us. It is awesome.
Hell, hell. Hell has its laws. Hell, hell. Effects and the cause. Curtain falls, but hold your applause. Squirm, squirm. For now down here come the claw.
Number 10. Dark Link, The Legend of Zelda series. The idea of having to fight your own evil twin or mirror image in a game could possibly have come from elsewhere, but it's never been executed as well as in The Legend of Zelda. Dark Link first appears in Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link and has appeared in several games since that. He always mimics Link in what he's able to do, fighting us with our own tools. The fights are always accompanied by an awesome set piece, like in the Water Temple from Ocarina of Time. In this fight, Dark Link starts as a shadow but gradually turns into a full-blown silhouette of Link. Number 9. The Nameless King, Dark Souls 3. The Nameless King is an incredible test of skill. This retired god of war is widely regarded as one of the hardest fights in the Souls series, and for good reason. He's hidden in the kind of secret optional area, Archdragon Peak. The area itself is already brutally difficult. At the end, you're rewarded with the Nameless King. But if you have the execution, this boss is so satisfying to beat. It's got a chaotic first phase as you fight his mount, the King of the Storm. Phase 2 turns everything up to 11 as the Nameless King barrages you with relentless speed. If Dark Souls 3 has a skill check, it's this guy. Number 8. Liquid Ocelot, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
Show me what you've got, Snake!
Hideo Kojima sure knows how to direct boss fights. And one of the most cinematic, cathartic, ridiculous, and over-the-top boss fights ever, we got Solid Snake pitted up against Liquid Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 4. They want to fight each other so hard that they start healing each other just to keep going. The fight integrates our control of Snake seamlessly into its cutscenes, and while it's nothing that hasn't been done before, it's never been this rad. After years of dealing with Liquid's antics throughout the MGS games, Snake comes out on top one last time.
You're pretty good.
You're pretty good. Pretty good.
Number 7. Sans, Undertale. Undertale brings some of the most unique RPG game mechanics ever, with super fun encounters and even a special take on bullet hell combat. It's got an amazing story, and there are real consequences for your choices. That's because it's got a spare, or rather a mercy system baked into its core. The game uses it to tell its story, but also to punish you. The one who's gonna need mercy on a genocide run is you against Sans. Sans has always been our ally and friend throughout the game, but if you've been an out-of-control murder machine, be prepared for one of the hardest boss fights in gaming history. By the way, the music is insane. Number 6. Senator Armstrong, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Just a little too late, as usual. I'm Armstrong!
We know that Kojima knows how to make a boss fight, but if you haven't played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, then you haven't seen anything yet. This whole game is a total roller coaster, and somehow still manages to top itself in the Senator Armstrong boss fight. It's a boss fight with a lot of stages. Each phase is unique and fun. After a lengthy standoff, we finish the fight with the help of Sam's sword. You'll probably remember Senator Armstrong's speech more than anything else though. Nanomachines, son.
Nanomachines, son!
Number 5. Gehrman, Bloodborne.
It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes.
Bloodborne in itself is an extraordinary gaming experience. It's some of the best From Software has to offer, and it overachieves all the way through the end as well. On a normal playthrough, the last boss you'll be faced with is Gehrman, the first hunter. It's so unexpected. After all, Gehrman's in a wheelchair for the entire game up until this point. No one would expect him to stand up and bring out the #1 coolest trick weapon of them all, the Burial Blade. He's arguably one of the coolest boss fights in the entire series, and he's accompanied by a hauntingly sad soundtrack. What a boss. Number 4. Virgil, Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening.
You showed up.
Devil May Cry 3 sees us in control of a younger Dante, still getting a grip on his power and establishing his demon-slaying business. On our journey, we'll butt heads with our stronger, more experienced brother Virgil. He's the perfect nemesis. We fight him 3 times in total, each time doing a little bit better than the last. The game does such a good job of making you want to beat this guy. Each fight, he gets a bit more difficult too. It's almost like the game grows with you. Virgil is the classic best video game recurring nemesis, even still in the later DMC entries. Number 3. Ornstein and Smaug, Dark Souls. We think everyone can agree that the swaggiest drip in Dark Souls comes from the swaggiest bosses. If Ornstein and Smaug didn't immediately come to mind, then you just don't know style. All kidding aside though, Anor Londo is such an unforgettable area. It's only fitting it end with Ornstein and Smaug as well. These two just don't get enough credit, they're incredibly memorable. It's all thanks to their visual design, difficulty, and of course the area itself is a big contributor as well. Plus, there are really only 2 Souls players anyways, those who like Ornstein's armor and those who like Smaug's. Number 2. Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII. The industry has no shortage of evil katana-wielding badasses these days, but no one does it better than Sephiroth. This mysterious hero-turned-evil is an absolute all-time classic villain. He's got a tragic and intriguing backstory. When it finally comes to facing off with him, the game has already gone above and beyond to establish his strength. Strength aside, both Cloud and Zack had initially idolized Sephiroth. Yet, Sephiroth's change in ideology and philosophy now directly opposes ours. It's a perfect climax to the story of FF7. We've spent the whole game uncovering Cloud's nightmares, and it's time to put them to rest. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Malenia, Blade of Miquella, Elden Ring. I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella, a haunting sentence that's sure to send chills down your spine if you've played Elden Ring. Malenia became outright infamous due to her difficulty, a difficulty mostly stemming from her waterfowl dance attack. Furthermore, she heals on hit even if you block her attacks, meaning you have to get good at dodging if you expect to win anytime soon. She's such a difficult boss that one player even got famous just by helping people defeat her. She's the best boss fight of the last few decades in gaming, as she perfectly combines all aspects of a great boss. The way you find her is pretty awesome too. Have you fought every boss on this list? Tell us who we missed down below.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola. And I have never known defeat.